The gospel reading from St. Matthew today is part of the Sermon on the Mount, which we'll be reading for the next few Sundays. Last week I mentioned that Jesus' teaching is not just to make us better people. He wants us to change the world so that his kingdom can come. And that's what he tells us to do today. We're to be light and salt in our world. Now that seems to be a big challenge, doesn't it? Bigger than we can manage. But if we look closely at the images Jesus uses, that challenge seems to be doable. We're to be salt and light. Salt and light. Now, if I had some salt in my hand right now, you'd hardly see it. But if I put it in a dish with food, you'd taste it right away. And the same thing with the light that Jesus asks for. It's the light of a small little lamp that the people of his day used when they went into their houses at night. He tells us don't put it under a bushel basket, that's foolish. Put it where people can see it and use it. Oh, I saw a list once of ordinary roles that we all play as human beings in this world. And it's a list of things that are so common that we could hardly pay attention sometimes to them. For example, the simple relationships that we have as, say, a mother or a father or a husband or a wife, a son or a daughter, grandfather, grandmother, a cousin. We're related to each other. And that means that we have to be faithful to all the little things that go into that relationship. So weddings, funerals, meals, visits, phone calls, messages, times with one another. All the small but vital things that go into those relationships and keep them going. They're salt and light. We bring the light of friendship to our world. We can be friends to each other. Friendship is a wonderful gift. We have a role in our community. We're neighbors to each other. We're part of a neighborhood. We're part of a town or a city and the world. We vote. We're learners. God gives us minds to know things, and we're learning all the time. We're teachers. We may not be school teachers, but we pass on a wealth of information to each other. We have jobs that we work at. We volunteer. We offer some time and some of our talents. We're conversationalists. We talk to each other. And the words that we use can raise people up or tear them down. We listen to each other. That's a wonderful gift. Thank God for the good listeners. We tell stories. We cook meals, do dishes, drive cars. And the list can go on, but it's all salt and light. We're philosophers. We think about the deepest things and we make choices about right or wrong. We're believers. We reach out to God. Now there's an old gospel song that some of you may remember. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light, I'm going to let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. The ordinary lives we live are salt and light that Jesus tells, bring them to the world. We have to let that light shine, Jesus says, because when you do, people will glorify your Heavenly Father. Something God-like shines when we use all of those simple gifts that God gives us. We bless our world.